The following podcast has been rated Listener MA. It contains strong language, violence, adult situations, nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Unfiltered Sportscast. I am your host. My name is Scotty Gurman. Alongside me, as usual, I've got my two goofy stand-up comedians. I've got, first of all, to my left, the 1984 Kingman County T-Ball Defensive Player of the Year, Mr. Jeremy Joseph.
Hi, Scotty. Glad to see you made it back in one piece.
Barely. I had a blast, though.
What'd you do? Did you ski, snowboard?
I board.
You snowboard.
I board,
like
yeah.
like a child.
Yeah, you waterboards.
No, I don't waterboard.
Why not?
Because that's...
You need information
bad.
sometimes.
That's true.
Sometimes.
But not from, these particular people I was going with. But anyway.
Well, we're all happy you made it back, and thank you for being you, Scotty.
You're welcome. I'm happy to be here.
Speaking of thanks for being him, to my left, the hardest working comedian in the Wichita area currently,
That ain't
the
no
wreck
shit.
himself, Mr. Derek Alders.
Hey, what's going on, Jeremy?
You got
not much.
You got a lot of stuff going on coming up, if I remember correctly, don't you?
Yeah, actually, a pretty busy month for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've got a show out at Magoo's in Wichita on the 3rd,
Yeah.
and then Vorshay's in Wichita on the 8th, and then the Break Room in Topeka on the 15th. So,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, a little busy.
Oh, well, so if you're in the Wichita, Kansas area, get out and see Derek. He's actually pretty damn funny.
Or Topeka.
Yeah.
That's something that I can't stress enough to people is in not just with Derek in every community across the country. There's usually a comedy scene of locals that these guys, they need support, and there's usually something on your local websites or in your local papers about shows, and it's usually free or maybe $5 to go see it.
Yeah.
And maybe one day you'll get to see them on TV and you'll get to say, I saw them coming up, whatever. But,
Sure, that's actually a good point.
Yeah, it's definitely worthwhile to do.
Yeah, I got to do a show with you and Derek.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome.
I remember watching Last Comic Standing, and there was a guy on there, and I looked at Katie, and I was like, holy shit, honey, that guy snorted Oxycontin off our coffee table.
Oh, my God.
True story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, anywho, I did.
You're just going to breeze past that?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, just moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
We don't want to hear that
No,
bullshit.
who was it?
I'm not going to say who it was.
Of course you're not. That's why I'm moving on. But
It was
no,
Don
me.
Rickles. No, I was kidding.
or Dave. Anyways,
Anyway.
No, yeah, I did. I had a really good time. I do have to tell this story though. I do have to tell a brief story. Remember how I said on last episode that I was only going to ski board with my wife for one day. She's on skis, I'm on board. And I've been putting this off for 7 years. Me and my wife have been together for 9.
Is that why you're bored with your wife?
No. I want to snowboard. She is on skis.
Scotty finally got pegged. Finally. Congratulations, Scotty. Son of a bitch.
No. Anyways, I love my wife very much, but it was something I was dreading was the very first day of teaching her how to ski. So I put it off for 7 years because we've been together for 9. Those first 2 years, I went without my wife. First year, it's like, we're dating. Second year, it's like, we're still not engaged. I don't have to take you. And those of you guys who do not know my wife, she is about as athletic as a retarded squirrel. So not so much. And she first day skied down the bunny hill.
And squirrels only water ski, by the way.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, everybody knows that.
Did she French fry or pizza?
She pizzaed, but she ate the pizza crust first.
Ooh,
So
she had a bad time.
she had a bad time the first run down what I thought was the bunny slope was actually a pretty steep blue, and I just didn't know it. And we kept going down it, and she was picking up speed and couldn't stop, and so she just kept on falling. It got to the point to where she was crying and frustrated, so mad with herself. She wasn't mad at anybody else other than herself. And I just, told her, I said, you have to understand, the first time that I learned how to ski, I wasn't very good either. You just got to keep pushing through. And she just looked up and she said, you learned how to ski when you were fucking 4. And I'm just like, yeah, but I wasn't very good. She's like, I'm 27. So? You'll get it. No big deal. Well, somehow I coached her through a couple of things, or I let some stranger that after she fell and I was too far down teach her for me because I couldn't put up with it. And it turned out that the second half of the first day, she did very well. She was slow, but she did very well. And then the next 2 days, she didn't fall once, and she picked it up really well. And so I'm proud of my wife on that.
Way to go.
Yeah. So I'm very proud of her.
You didn't let her take the easy way out and try a snowboard?
No, that's not the easy way out.
Sure, it's not.
I was hanging.
One's easier than two, Scotty.
I know. The first day I ski with my wife. I kept my promise. The second day she was cool as shit. She was like, there was another group of like 23 and 24-year-old guys that were on skis, bike skis. That's a new thing fucking coming out. They look at that's a mountain bike frame on a fucking 2 skis. But anyways. These guys were fucking ridiculous, and I wanted to go with them because they were faster, and she fucking let me go, and we skied every black that they fucking had. We even hiked like 2 miles to get to a fucking run. It was ridiculous, but it was
what color
worth it.
The snowboard you got?
I don't fucking know.
Pink.
No, are you kidding me?
You don't know what color your own snowboard is?
Who said I had? Who owned one? I rented my shit.
You rented a snowboard?
I know. After this many years, I probably should have already bought one. But
Yeah, but there's
I'm sure it
there's a
sounds
lot
like
of
it's been about 7.
Since about 7. That's about when I started snowboarding. But I learned how to ski when I was 4.
I'll tell you what, I can sled like a motherfucker.
I was gonna say, any
Derek runs a toboggan like nobody's business.
I was gonna say, any chance we get you 2 up on a mountain?
Yeah, give me a trash can lid and some baby oil, and I am there.
No shit, we'd all die because I do that shit too.
I have other hobbies. I was telling Derek a little bit. I sometimes enjoy wearing hats. I'll watch other people smoke sometimes.
Yeah.
These are my hobbies. This is about as active as I get.
No, I completely understand.
Yeah, I don't have insurance, so I don't do shit like that.
Well, okay. But anyways, I do want to apologize to everybody. I know we said that last episode we're going to be up on YouTube, and this episode we don't really know either. But last episode we got over a little late. I stayed up until about 3 o'clock in the morning trying to get everything working. It still didn't work. It turns out that I'm an idiot, and so hopefully,
Yeah,
I guess
revelation, shocking.
No shit, like we already know this. But anyway, I'm really hoping that I get everything figured out. We get up on our channel, which is Unfiltered Sportscast, so there's no "the" in front of it on YouTube. So hopefully I get it. If it does, I will put that on our Facebook page to let you guys know. And also check us out on our Facebook page, which is the Unfiltered Sportscast at Facebook, and check us out there. We try to share as much stuff as we can, and I do apologize since I've been on vacation. I've been really shitty at monitoring it, but thanks to Derek.
So bragging about going on vacation.
I fucking needed it,
Look
bro.
at me. I'm on vacation.
I needed it. Anyways, so there has been quite a few stuff that has happened, and I learned about a couple of these while I was on the mountain. Just to throw another vacation plug in there.
Christ.
You know, when I was hitting
I
the
should have
slopes-
never asked about this goddamn ski trip.
You texted me, you lying sack of shit.
I know, and I regret it.
Anyways, okay, so let's start with the NFL. First things first, Derek's really happy. Why are you happy, Derek?
I'm not very. Oh well, I am very happy and unhappy. I was like, I'm sad and happy at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm happy because Cody Parkey, they've announced is going to be fucking kicking rocks.
Yeah.
So that's the next thing, and he'll probably hit the posts. But
that ain't no shit.
Yeah, he's gone. They're going to release him. But and sad news today, the 49ers franchise tagged Robbie Gould.
Yeah,
so,
he ain't going nowhere.
No.
Maybe Parkey's got a future in the AAF.
Yeah, he could.
If only the AAF had a future.
Yeah, right.
Good God, that's so terrible. I can't believe
They're on the
couldn't
8th tier of cable.
Oh God.
They're on the Ocho.
I can't now. I refuse to watch them after the not being able to afford to pay their players and shit like that after the first week. And I know somebody came in and bought them, but just like holy shit, this is that much of a joke. And I don't know if I have as much confidence. I don't know if I still even have confidence in the XFL either.
We'll see. I have more confidence.
Well, you
in the
shouldn't.
XFL than I
Do you
in
think
the
so?
AAF. I do, but not. I don't know. Not like. I don't. My confidence isn't high in that, but I've got more confidence in the AAF than I do in the XFL, or in the XFL than I do in the AAF.
Okay, all right.
There has never been a successful secondary league since
The
what,
AFL?
the
USFL.
the AFL. No, fuck, that went under like after 2 years.
Oh well, they lasted 2 years though.
Well, okay, I wouldn't call that a success. They were playing
No.
to half-empty stadiums, or half full if you're an optimist. But
Yeah, there ain't nobody in the AAF stadium.
no, and I don't know, maybe the ABA.
Yeah, you look around the AAF
Was that
stadium, it looks like you're at a WNBA game.
Yeah.
But I guess the ABA merged 4 teams with the NBA in the 70s, I think it was.
Yeah, something like that.
And
You got the CFL.
what about it?
It's not very good.
No, it's not. And that Canada, fucking hippies up there. A lot of snowboarders. You'd like them.
Well,
They're probably very interested in what you have to talk about.
there's some cool fucking people on a mountain, but
I doubt it.
Yeah, they're called
Well,
hillbillies,
yeah.
and they make whiskey.
It's cold there.
that's true.
Yeah.
that is true. But fun fact: Robert Kraft got in some trouble. I laughed my dick off. His got
Yeah.
tugged off.
Yeah, the old
Sucked.
rub and tug.
Sucked off is what it sounds like.
Yeah, Robert Kraft apparently was in Florida right before the AFC Championship game. This is the same day as the AFC Championship game. That's the game they played the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
So that means that he legitimately was in Florida.
I believe he lives in Florida.
That's fine, but still, he was needing to relieve some stress.
Sure.
Goes into, and I think it's like an Asian massage
Parlor.
place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
parlor,
parlor.
Yeah,
And paid like $100 for a
a rub and tug.
a rub and tug and a Slurpee.
Yeah.
So, what do you think the penalty of this is going to be? First,
It's a misdemeanor. It really is. Soliciting a prostitute is a misdemeanor crime. I don't know that from experience.
Jeremy got probation. That's all
I heard this on the radio. I mean, people are making a much, much bigger deal of this.
somebody told me that he could actually get up to a year in prison.
Well, sure, you can for a DUI too. You don't.
Okay, well,
I'm guessing he can afford a lawyer.
I'm not even talking about that whole point of it, because everybody's gonna kind of refer to when the Indianapolis head coach got into some trouble, or not head coach, but a coach got into some trouble, kind of along the same lines, and like they fined him and did all this other stuff. But there's some people that are talking about that maybe they're going to take away some of New England's picks.
I don't think you can. I don't think it has anything to do with that.
I
though.
agree.
I think you just prosecute the person and not the crime.
I agree, but there's going to be, fines because he's affiliated with the league and stuff like that.
Sure,
And so
and-
they're going to be all kinds of that, which I kind of get that, and I can't remember, but I think, talking about suspending him from going to like 6 games and that thing, which is fucking stupid.
It's dumb.
It's dumber than shit. It's like, okay, I can't go and sit in my really nice fucking press box. Instead, I'm going to go home and watch my fucking mansion.
Well,
That's stupid as shit.
If I get jerked off by Sun Yu and I get caught, and then I'm not going to lose my job at the fucking Cheesecake Factory, it's ridiculous.
Well, and people are going on about how, these Asian massage parlors are notorious for human trafficking and sex slaving, and that you're supporting that. Nobody seems to give a fuck that the entire league wears uniforms and shoes made by
in
child
China,
labor in foreign countries in sweatshops.
Sure.
They completely overlooked that.
Yeah.
And I heard on a radio program earlier today, somebody read the affidavit that the law enforcement's going to submit to court because they don't want to actually show the video of it. So if both parties agree to what the affidavit says, then they don't. Everybody's spared the embarrassment of actually showing him getting sucked off,
Seeing
and it
his O-face.
it protects the identity of the Asian chick, which is not necessary. She looks like all the rest of them.
Oh, fuck. God damn it.
He walks in. Apparently, he's a regular customer.
Yeah, he was there, I think, a couple of days before, too.
She hugs him. She walks him to the room. He takes his clothes off, gets on the massage table. She hugs him again, massages him, starts stroking his dick, then goes down on him, and then cleans him up. There's absolutely nothing about this that says she was not a willing participant in this. I don't know if she has this job by her own free will or if she is being forced to do it, but that's not really Robert Kraft's problem.
Sure.
I mean, it's not like he forced her to do anything. Right. From a fundamental standpoint, I have no problem with prostitution. If a person wants to sell their sex services and somebody is willing to pay for it and they are consenting adults, that's a consensual business transaction.
That's how Jeremy paid his way through college.
Fuck yeah, I did. I only got about half a semester.
Yeah.
And
he got a D.
Yeah. Yeah. No, dude, I'm 110% with you because what is the difference between porn and that?
Yeah, and
A camera
and the idea
license.
that they're going to punish Robert Kraft, because he's associated with the league. Nobody looks up to this. There's no kids want to be quarterbacks. They don't want to be team owners. Nobody.
Yeah,
I'm with
the
you.
only reason that anybody knows who he is because they show his image during games.
Yeah, when the Patriots win the fucking Super Bowl
the
six
media
fucking times.
is the only one that's making this into an actual story.
And see, I agree with you. I agree with you as well. I mean, this guy, now granted, okay, he's won 6 Super Bowls, fairly close together. Good for him. He's got Tom
so
Brady.
it
That's
should
awesome.
have been free.
Okay, exactly.
That chick should have been happy to suck off a
That's
perennial
exactly
champion.
right. That Hyundai was actually from Tom Brady that he paid for. But anyways, the thing is this guy just lost his wife recently to cancer. He donates like $400,000 a year to all these charities and stuff like that. He goes in and he pays $100 for a fucking handy and sucky, and you're really gonna be all that upset about it.
That is the most surprising thing is that Bob Kraft, a billionaire who is the proprietary owner of the Kraft Food Company. The Patriots are a side gig for him.
Seriously.
Kraft singles are what he makes it rain at the titty bar.
Yeah. Is that what that cheesy smell is?
That is what that cheesy smell is.
Oh, God.
That's what he calls them. Have some Kraft singles.
Good God. Make it rain.
Pick it up with no hands.
No. But anyway.
But yeah, the fact that he's down sleazing around, because, these places are in Wichita and they are not in good parts of town and they just look seedy as fuck.
Apparently the one that he was at, it was not like a place that,
If you're getting a $75 hand job,
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah, the fact that this guy doesn't have $100,000 an hour
yeah,
fucking call girl from a
escort service
escort
of some
service,
kind.
yeah.
yeah. That's the McDonald's double menu of hand jobs.
That's
You know
that's
I
what he
mean?
should be punished
Yeah.
for.
More than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other owners are like, God damn it, go get a real hooker
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
come back when you've got a respectable piece of arm candy. Jesus.
Absolutely.
At least get like a C-list celebrity. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like get fucking Caroline Ray to jerk him off. or
Yeah,
something.
dude,
Like,
you're rich as hell. Just get
Melissa Ray.
just get somebody else. Just not Courtney Cox.
Sure, she's not on Sabrina anymore.
Yeah,
Why not?
like get Melissa Joan Hart. Just, hey,
Yes.
come on over.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
wonky eye, come over here.
God. Oh, so you haven't figured out how inappropriate this show is on a regular basis, but I don't know. But I'm not upset with the guy. I think this is kind of a bunch of bullshit. However, they have said that there is a possibility that they're going to be releasing somebody else who was also caught in the same raid, who is even like a bigger celebrity than Robert Kraft.
Jeremy Joseph. That's who it is.
I like
I
to
was
think that I
wondering.
am.
Yeah.
I was wondering, Jeremy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeremy Joseph can't afford $100 blowjobs.
but he gets paid to give them.
Sure.
Yep, exactly.
Or he loses bets.
Yeah. So, anyways, all right. I'm done with it. I really don't see that big of a problem, but I'm sure he's going to get penalized. What is he going to get penalized for? I have absolutely no idea. Nor do I care.
I think it's going to be the league feels like they got to do something.
Exactly.
Should be a fine, and if they're gonna do anything, fine him and move the fuck on.
And that's I think the appropriate way to deal with it. And but that's my whole deal. And real quickly, who did you say is suspended indefinitely?
Gregory from Dallas
For
That's his 7th failed drug test.
okay, you do realize they give you no shit. This is real. They give you like a 34-day heads up when they're going to give you a drug test.
I think he's just trying to break Ricky Williams' record.
Dude,
What I think.
he might, but I think it's so shocking.
Go ahead.
So shocking that they give you a 30-day heads up and you still fucking fail multiple times for this motherfucker,
But
right?
my favorite thing ever though is Ricky Williams' excuse. He got high and forgot. That's what he said. How he failed those drug tests. I got high
Jesus
and forgot that I was
Christ.
getting one.
Oh my Lord! The reason why they give you a little bit more than 30 days is because that's plenty of time to get it out of your system.
Yeah.
And so just don't do it for 30 days.
What was the substance now? Was it a performance enhancer or
Oh,
was
I'm
it
sorry,
just
that's
drugs?
true. That's
I
true.
think it was weed.
I'm pretty
Let me
sure
look.
it was weed.
Yeah.
But That's the whole reason, because I'm like,
because that is not a performance enhancer. If anything, if you can make it to the NFL high on weed, Jesus Christ, how good would you be off of it?
I have a friend, his name is Harry, that I went to high school with. Harry,
Congratulations.
hold
on
on,
that.
hold on.
You hear that, everybody? Scotty's got a friend.
No, hang on. He was like 6'4", and he was a beast, and I played basketball with him in high school. He could not dunk, just barely. I mean, he would just get stuffed by the rim every time. Well, we were in practice, and I was hanging out with the guy, and I know for a fact he smoked weed. I did not, but he smoked weed before practice. Mm-hmm. And he was doing 360 dunks and all kinds of crazy windmill shit and dunking like he had never dunked before, or never, like he was killing it, okay? And he blames it on the weed. So it is a performance-enhancing drug.
That
he got higher.
That doesn't prove anything.
Off the ground.
Yeah, it was weed.
To dunk.
Yeah.
And if it's not,
that means it's a mental thing.
Let 'em
it's
do it.
not. There is no way that even if it does boost you, I mean, that's not going to improve your muscles.
No, I'm with
smoked before practice.
No, you're just a little bit more relaxed or something like that. I don't know how it worked, but that's a true story.
Yeah.
That's definitely a true story. But anywho, did you figure out what it was?
Weed.
Okay. First, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that big of a deal. But I think that's a stupid rule, and that's what I think. Like, what did people in Denver do? It's legal there.
Right, but it's
medical.
NFL is still a private company who can have its own policies.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And that's my fault. I forgot about
It
this.
sure is.
I'm sorry.
I'll take that apology in writing.
Damn you, Scotty.
Well, speaking of rule changes, we right before we started, we're going to get a little bit into the NBA basketball deal, because Derek informed me that they in the NCAA is talking about letting basketball players. I'm sorry, no, I take that back. It's the NBA.
Yeah, NBA.
The NBA, college basketball players, basically, when they're 18, high school basketball players, I apologize, would now be able to go straight into the NBA at 18.
Yeah, right out of high school.
And,
like it used to be.
Right. And I was kind of talking about, well, you got this guy like Zion Williamson. Williamson. And now he's hurt because of a fucking blown out shoe.
Yeah, which some 6-year-old is losing his job.
Oh my God.
The kid that made that shoe is fired.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, you don't do that.
I don't think
that's an 8-year-old's job to make a shoe. You think you just that's on Nike.
That's fucked
What
up.
else would they be doing?
Yeah, too young.
If they weren't making shoes, they'd be out there sucking dick in a massage parlor like this girl was. Zion Williams
That's
saved
terrible.
this kid from a life of prostitution, and she can't even make him a decent shoe.
Oh, that's terrible.
God damn it.
Oh, that's terrible. God.
If he didn't play for Duke, I'd be pissed.
Well, the whole thing is like, do you think like a player like Zion would have gone straight out of high school?
He
Yes.
would have been the number 1 overall pick.
That kid's 18.
But here's the deal.
He's built like a fucking beast.
That's the difference. Is as I remember, because LeBron was the last guy to come right out of high school.
Right.
And I like LeBron about as much as I like to have my fucking nutsack set on fire. But LeBron was in a man's body at 18 years old.
Yes.
And Kevin Garnett was in a man's body.
Yeah.
But you look at, I mean, some of these, DeJuan Wagner, Kwame Brown.
Yeah.
I mean, and a lot, even Kobe, when he came right out of high school, Kobe wasn't what Kobe ended up being.
No.
It took,
He
so
was skinny.
the majority of these kids, just they're not big enough. They need they need to put some mass on them.
Yes.
Really.
Yes.
And
College teams have dedicated strength and conditioning
Yes.
coaches that bulk them up the right way,
Right.
and get the maximum muscle addition. I guess really. I've gone to like guys I played football with in high school.
Yeah.
That went on and played in college that were like a couple of years older than me. That they would come back after a semester of working with a strength coach.
Yeah.
And, we used to wrestle around and shit before, and we'd be pretty evenly
I'm
matched.
sure you did.
Dude, this motherfucker come back for Christmas break one time, and I just kind of pushed him, and I weighed 215 pounds in high school. He grabbed me by the shirt, pulled me towards him, then pushed back, picking my feet up off the ground, and then just jam me down into the ground. And it's like, you couldn't do that 6 months ago. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, they really teach you how to develop your strength and shit in college.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, that was at a little podunk college. So
yeah, but you have guys that I think can get past it if they're like a serious spot up shooter. And my example would be Steph Curry. Mm-hmm. I think he probably could have gone.
He wouldn't have.
I think he a player like him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not a big guy now.
That was that's why he didn't go number 1 in the draft. He went number 7 overall.
Because of his size. He was so thin.
So nobody's going to take a chance on a kid that was
it didn't pay out, did it?
But the way that what? That wrong. I'm just kidding. But
is he good?
Yes, a little bit. But anyways, players like that I think do actually have a shot, and
some of these kids do. I'm not against it at all. Like,
sure.
I think that should be allowed. I think you should be able to come right out of high school. I do.
I really do as well. And the other thing is that the way that the game's rules are now, how it's not as much a defensive game. It's kind of spot up shooting where you really don't have to be very physically strong. The only places you have to be physically strong are in the paint. In the paint. Your power forwards and your centers, and maybe small forwards got to probably be a little bit bigger. But Zion Williamson is plenty fucking big enough.
Right.
He's bigger than fucking Gronk. Do you realize that?
He's fucking huge.
He's huge. It's not that he's tall. He's
massive.
Fucking like mass.
He's 6'8". He's pretty tall.
Well, he's fucking swole.
He's a tall drink of water.
6'8" and like 280.
He's a fucking man child.
But these NBA teams, they have dedicated scouts.
Yes,
they can tell who's ready and who's not.
Sure, I know, I understand that.
And if you're going to get an agent to go to the NBA, or you just go to talk to one,
right?
They know kind of what they're talking about,
sure.
and whether or not they can market you if it's in their best interest to go to college or not. I mean, it's really at 18 you are an adult. You can vote. You can be shipped off to war.
Yeah.
Why can't you go get the job you want?
Sure.
I mean, that really does. I mean, even in the NFL, not that there's anybody I don't think who ever could have done it, but if you can go from high school to be an NFL player, if you think you can do it and they're willing to take you, go ahead. I mean, it's not really on them to look out for your safety.
Oh,
it's a lot more dangerous in the NFL.
Oh, sure, it is, and that's why I'm saying I don't think there's anybody who ever could have done it. But if there ever was some freak athlete who came out of high school who was ready to play at that competition level, why not let him?
I agree. I agree that you should be allowed to let them, and I think that if the NFL wants to let them, then they should be able to. I just don't see it happening.
No, it won't. It won't ever happen.
I'm not going to say ever.
That shit with the strength coaches, that really does develop them just in a semester amount of time.
Here's why I say that I will not say never. Because Zion Williamson just so happens to be a basketball player. However, he's 18 years old and he's as big as Gronk. If he wanted to go play in the fucking NFL right now and be a tight end, I'd say he'd probably be pretty good at it.
Right. And it's also on the NFL team whether or not to take them.
Sure.
So I don't know that an NFL team would take that chance.
I completely understand.
But if they want to enter the draft, let them.
Who needs a tight end right now really bad?
Nobody.
Everybody needs a tight end.
Fuck tight ends. Nobody's using them. That's not even a valuable position in football. It's a outdated
a secondary wide receiver, third, fourth wide receiver.
It's like drop kicking. Nobody does it anymore.
The thing is I remember right before they made that rule change back in the 90s and late 90s especially, it seemed like there were 3 or 4 or 5 guys coming out of high school and like multiple drafts in a row.
Sure.
I mean, and lottery picks, and a lot of them flamed out. Mm-hmm. A whole bunch of them flamed out.
Yeah, but that would actually, for college basketball, that would make it better.
I think that's why they did it. But the one and dones almost make it worse. You know what I mean?
Yes, I think it makes the sport worse.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
You look at these teams that's all they recruit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Kentucky. And Kentucky's had a lot of one and dones, and that's what they're known for. Mm-hmm. And they've got 3 guys going in the top 10. Duke's going to have 3 or 4 guys in the top 5.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah,
I mean that's what's projected. That's insane.
Yeah, but that's where they all go.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
And it's hard. It's got to be hard to coach that. I mean, you've got 5 guys that were the best, and they're probably in their entire state.
Oh yeah, by
And
far.
yeah, and now all of a sudden you've got all these egos and then you've got, and that's why I really like when you get into tournament time, you get those teams that have multiple seniors on them, and even if it's not a big school, those are those teams that usually make a little bit of a run in that tournament because they've played together for 4 years.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
and
that
that's,
was, I think, the big difference. I hate to give KU credit, but in '08 when they won the national championship, Memphis had a bunch of one-and-dones. They had a bunch of freshmen and sophomores on their team, and when it came down to it, when it came time to hit free throws under pressure and to show maturity and make wise decisions, Memphis probably had the better athletes, but KU had the wiser, more experienced players who didn't buckle under the pressure.
And Calipari didn't fucking know how to coach the last 10 seconds of a ball game.
Okay.
Foul the motherfucker before he starts shooting.
Sure.
After he gets past half court, you dumb asshole. But anyway.
Fuck KU.
Yeah. Anyway, I agree. But they did get blown out by by 30 by Texas Tech.
That was great.
Yeah, but then they beat the shit out of my Wildcats last
night. At home, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. But,
it's not that big of a deal.
They're still going to lose the league.
I was going to say, does anybody here actually think that the KU Jayhawks will end up winning the Big 12?
No, because Texas Tech isn't going to lose again for sure. K-State very well could win out, and K-State and Texas Tech are tied for the lead right now.
K-State and Texas Tech, yes, are tied for the lead.
Tech
That's correct.
Fucking great the other night.
I don't know.
They're a game out.
I'm gonna look this up because I really, be honest with you, I really don't know. I want to look at the schedule for Texas Tech if I can.
I know KU plays Oklahoma State next, which is they're terrible.
Well,
yeah, K-State beat
them by 39.
Yeah, but that was in Bramlage, and K-State couldn't miss a fucking shot.
Yeah. I know, but let's see. Let's go. Let's do this. I'm going to look this shit up because I really want to know like how much confidence I have in Texas Tech with the rest of their schedule. Jesus Christ, where the fuck are they?
They should be ahead of KU, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. There you go. Okay, so the rest of their schedule, Oklahoma State, yeah, that's a W.
Yeah.
TCU, that's a W. Texas, well, it's at TCU, actually TCU's actually been...
TCU's decent.
Been okay.
Yeah.
Their home versus
Iowa
Texas
State could beat them
at Iowa State.
Yeah.
So no, I think
but Iowa State got beat by somebody on Monday. Somebody bad.
Okay. Well,
what's Kansas got left? They got OU.
KU. I think also has Oklahoma State. Yeah, they have at Oklahoma State.
OU
and at Oklahoma, and they end up with Baylor
at home. Baylor's not bad either.
Baylor's very tough at home. In fact,
no, but it's at Allen Fieldhouse.
Yeah,
I thought it says at Baylor.
No. We got at Oklahoma State, at Oklahoma, and last game of the year is at home against Baylor.
Well, I'll be goddamn.
Yeah,
and winning on the road in the Big 12 might be the toughest. Might be the toughest thing to do in college basketball, and KU has not done it well this year.
No, and they have to win out. Mm-hmm. They absolutely have to win out. I don't see K-State losing 2 games, and I don't see Texas Tech losing 2 games.
Yeah, they're going to have to win out.
Yeah, they have to win out. In my opinion,
yes,
I don't want
to see them win out. But if K-State loses a game or Tech,
yeah, they already did once.
They will count it.
They
already did share, they will count it, and that's shit.
Yeah.
But they'll count it.
Oh, they already have once.
Yeah.
They shared with what? K-State, didn't they?
Yeah. 14 straight Big 12 championships. All right.
The participation trophy of the NCAA.
Exactly.
You don't even get in the tournament for a fucking conference championship.
But I wanted to ask one question because, especially when we were talking about Zion Williamson, I want to know that in his particular predicament that he's in right now with Duke, should he play or should he sit for the remainder of the season, maybe start playing in the NCAA tournament, but sit out like the ACC tournament, just to give him time? Or does he, I mean, my question is, you're getting ready to go to the NBA. Do you want to risk injuring yourself more to make your draft pick go low, or which I don't necessarily know if it would,
I don't think,
but that's my question.
Look at Embiid. Embiid's back was fucked.
Yeah,
and he missed his entire rookie season, and they knew he was going to miss his entire rookie season.
That's true. That's totally true.
And did he go number 1? Didn't he? or he was like number 1 or number 2.
And Joel Embiid?
And one of those numbers.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't think he did.
Yeah, I think. Let me see.
But the thing is,
I think he was maybe 3 or 4, and that was because everybody was really scared of him being so injury prone.
It's not in Zion Williamson's best interest from a financial standpoint.
Good call, you fuckface.
Because he's got that number 1 draft pick locked up. There's no way anybody's going to do it. But it's damn hard to make a basketball player sit out basketball games. He doesn't want to sit on the sidelines. He didn't get to this point by
sitting on the bench
watching shit go by. He wants to compete. Duke is going to use him if he wants to play.
I hope so.
But there's a future agent going, no.
Future agent?
Well,
you know what I mean?
One that hasn't made it official.
There's
and public
one
yet.
that the contract is already pretty much printed up. That
dude is already counting his fucking money.
Exactly.
And he
can't do it until the very
he can't.
end.
And the worst thing that could ever happen is for Zion Williamson to tear an ACL.
Yep.
Or throw out a hip or
yep.
That happens to old people, doesn't it?
But anyways, my question is, if he does come back, I obviously still think that Duke would be your number 1 team, right?
Yeah, they've got to be the 1 seed overall, depending on what they do.
Right.
I know that the year that Kenyon Martin played for Cincinnati, they were the number 1 overall seed. Kenyon Martin got hurt and missed the tournament, and they bumped him down. They bumped him to a 2, I think.
Without him, they are a very beatable team.
Yes, I mean North Carolina showed it.
That's what I'm saying.
With him, I don't, because they always have that game plan of just go to Zion and get out of his way.
Sure, and they got spanked. They got fucking spanked.
And he gets other people open. I mean, you're doubling Zion, and now all of a sudden, you've got somebody else open on the wing.
You have to. You have to.
Yeah.
But if Duke doesn't, let's just say Zion decides, which is very highly unlikely, or if he gets hurt again, seriously hurt, who is your number 1 other than Duke?
North Carolina.
Oh, without a doubt, KU.
Oh God, no.
It'd be North Carolina for me.
I got a dark horse.
Wichita State's not even going to make the tournament, Scotty.
I'm not talking WSU. Come on, bro. I think Virginia's seriously pissed off about last season and how it ended.
Probably.
Virginia?
They should be.
Yeah, I think they are fucking smoking out of their fucking ears, being the first team ever to lose to a 16 seed. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about winning the ACC championship. I'm not talking about that. I think that's going to be a fucking dogfight in that entire tournament, and who knows? You have no idea who's going to win that son of a bitch. Especially if Zion's not playing. Even if Zion is playing, I still can't guarantee it. It's too much of a fucking dogfight in that league.
And play very hard.
Sure, he may be fucking trying to, go soft on it a little bit, but I'm not comfortable enough to say that Virginia is going to win the ACC championship. But if Zion gets a little bit hurt, he's a little bit banged up, not being the same Zion, I'll take another ACC team to win the whole damn thing, and that's Virginia.
Yeah,
I think
defense is all they are, though.
And they may fucking win it all because of it. And I think that they're pissed. I think they're fucking mad about last year. But that's just
I think that Gonzaga being ranked number 1 is kind of a joke.
I do too.
But their record, I mean,
here's my problem. It's not that I don't think that they're good. I think that they are good.
They're a top 10 team, not number 1.
I think they're a top 10 team. I agree with you. However, what pisses me off is that they have 27 wins and 2 losses. Virginia is 24-2, but they play better competition. How in the fuck is Gonzaga ranked number 1? I understand they have 3 more wins over shitty teams.
Because Virginia has been ranked number 1 and knocked off, and Gonzaga has not had their shot yet. And they probably don't see them losing another game this season.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it one bit.
I don't care
think
if you buy it. Why don't you go on another fucking ski trip?
Okay.
Jesus. Liked you better on vacation.
I had a lot of fun on mine. But anyway, I don't buy it one bit. I don't think that Gonzaga is actually a number 1 ranked team, but I don't necessarily see them out of the top 5.
No, they're not a number 1 team, but they're
going to get it. They're going to get a 1 seed in the tournament.
Probably.
Mm-hmm. Guaranteed. So anyway, still in basketball. Let's move on to the NBA. So LeBron's walking.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, seriously, he's walking back on defense.
Yeah, he's James Harden now.
It's what the fuck do you do if you're in the other Lakers that are getting ready to get traded? What would you do? Would you do anything different?
I would be pissed. I mean, you've basically had them call out and say and offer to trade the entire fucking team for Anthony Davis. I mean, and it's publicly known that he's trying to get Luke Walton fired. He wants Luke Walton out of there. I mean, it's a cancer for the fucking team.
Exactly.
He has to be.
Yeah.
And then, 2 days ago or 3 days ago, he was in playoff mode. You're getting ready to see playoff mode LeBron. And then they lose. And then to the Pelicans, I believe. They lost that game. And then he says, well, they're just not prepared. They're not used to being in situations like this, in playoff situations.
Fuck off.
And so now it's the team's fault. Well, fuck. If you've just told me basically that you don't want any of us on your fucking team.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden,
kiss my ass.
Yeah, we got to come together. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm the same way. Like, I don't have any patience with shit like that.
Last time that I checked, they aren't paying you to only play playoffs either. They're paying you to play hard all season long.
Right. And I get it. I get it that you're frustrated. I get it that, you want to win. But I would be more concerned with trying to win with what you got. And if something just so happens to fall in your lap or something happens to be a good situation that you're in because you get a new player or whatever the case may be, capitalize on it. That's exactly what the Bulls did, and that's exactly what the Golden State Warriors did whenever they drafted their whole fucking team. Okay? Except for KD. I understand they signed him as a free agent, but that's the only one.
Good save.
This is... Yeah, right. This is getting ridiculous. And I hope it fails epically. Like, I hope that the Lakers get fucking Anthony Davis in the offseason.
Well, he's not a free agent until 20. He's still in New Orleans next year.
Can't he opt out though?
I don't think so. I think they've got him. They're going to trade him, but I think he's got one more year there.
Okay, well maybe they can make something happen. I hope he gets whatever team that he wants to get. Maybe he gets Kyrie to keep on sucking him off on Twitter or something like that or something. But still, I don't think that LeBron's gonna win again.
Here's the deal: you look at the game from last night against Memphis, right?
Okay.
You had Kyle Kuzma, 9 of 15, 2 of 5 from 3, 22 points, 4 boards, 2 assists. You had Brandon Ingram, 12 of 18 field goals, 3 of 3 from 3, 32 points, and then 6 boards, 4 assists. LeBron James, 8 of 23, 0 for 4 on 3. He had a triple-double, 12 boards, 11 assists, 24 points. But really, I mean, Ingram outscored him. Kuzma was right there with him.
Yeah.
So, I mean... you're not the best fucking player in the world, Jack. Stephen A. Smith's right.
Well, but Stephen A. Smith said he's hurt. He's playing hurt.
Yeah.
You know? And the whole deal is
then don't come back if you're hurt.
Well, I'm with playing through injuries that aren't really that bad, but how hurt are you?
Yeah, it's an 82 game season. Everybody's hurting by this point.
Exactly. That's my point. And he misses a lot of basketball games for being as big of a star as he is.
He wasn't even on the bench on some of those games that he was hurt. He was fucking at home or on vacation, maybe skiing down the fucking mountain.
I think I saw him, yeah.
Might have, yeah. But
I mean, he was falling, but anyway. So the next question was, do we think that the Lakers are going to make the playoffs? I don't think there's a snowball's chance of hell.
No, I mean, they just dropped 2 in a row.
Yeah.
They should have. They were expecting to beat Memphis, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, and I'm like, I want to almost say that, like, don't even sleep on the Knicks beating them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's a possibility that there is a serious, like, I don't know what you want to fucking call it, mutiny. Yeah. That may happen eventually.
I think they're kind of, except those guys need to keep their own stock up. They have to look out for their best interest. Come contract negotiation time. But the thing is if you got the guy that your team is built around, lollygagging out there, you're playing. Those are still NBA players that you're playing against, and they will whip your ass if you go easy on them.
Yeah.
And if he ain't going to play him hard, that's what's going to happen.
I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna say that eventually, when the Lakers are just too far out for the race to make the playoffs, I think there legitimately will be a little bit of a mutiny going on.
Their schedule looks rough. I mean, they've got 2 against the Bucks still, and they got the Warriors. They got the Raptors.
The Bucks are number 1 on the power rankings too.
Yeah, the Bucks are nasty. Giannis is such a stud.
Yep.
They got OKC. OKC's not bad. And then the Clippers are actually power rankings are higher than the Lakers.
Higher than the Lakers. So the other team in LA is higher ranked than the Lakers.
The Bucks are higher ranked than Golden State.
Yes, they are one ranking above
I'll
Golden
be
State.
goddamn.
Yeah, which I don't know if I buy it, but
yeah, Golden State is an all-star team.
yes, by themselves.
Yeah.
But didn't Draymond Green go down the other day?
I don't know.
I saw him twist his knee in front of Steve Kerr, or twist something in front of Steve Kerr, like went down, and I shit you not.
Maybe he just did the twist.
I'm talking like 3 to 2 feet in front of Steve Kerr. He was literally down for like 6 seconds, and Steve Kerr just all of a sudden went, "Holy shit, you're in front of me. Oh my God, that's my player. It's Draymond Green." Like he had the most delayed reaction of Draymond being down in front of him and in a lot of pain, it looked like.
Well,
and
he's focused.
Oh my
You
God.
got to be focused on that game. He's got that tunnel vision.
Oh my Lord.
I am
Whatever he was
surprised.
watching, he missed that.
Probably watching old highlight films of him.
Probably.
hitting that three-pointer in the
Oh yeah.
championship.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. MJ. Okay.
He injured his ankle.
Injured his ankle?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I
He
thought.
stepped on Cousins' foot.
And then rolled in front of Steve Kerr, and Steve Kerr didn't see it somehow.
Yeah, he sprained his ankle is what he did.
Okay. But anyways, I think we're all in agreement. Lakers not making the playoffs. Yes.
Yeah,
We are all in agreement that agreement isn't a word.
Is it not?
It's agreement.
Oh well, fucking, I don't care. I made it up, and I'm gonna go with it.
Fair enough. It's your
Fuck
show.
all of you. Last.
You just run shit how you want, Scotty.
Okay.
All of a sudden he can ski, and so he's king shit over here.
I am king shit of fuck mountain, and you better realize it.
All right.
Yeah.
Consider it realized.
That's my favorite mountain. Okay, Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
What about it?
I'm fucking tired. I'm sick and fucking tired of this shit.
Yeah.
We said last episode that he was going to make his decision literally by Wednesday.
Saturday
if
at the
not,
latest.
and Derek said Saturday at the latest. Guess what?
Derek was fucking wrong again.
Scotty was fucking wrong again. And apparently, all of us are wrong of where his whereabouts are going to be. Because the 2 teams that apparently are in the race are LA and Philly.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, none of us have ever actually negotiated a major league contract.
You sure?
So, I mean,
I
we
have.
can't. Oh, well, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I mean,
How has that not been a subject of conversation before? You know what? It's probably boring.
I was a hell of a first
Minor
baseman. I
leagues-
just had no defense.
yeah, and the minor leagues club, they're
that big
kind
old
of
floppy glove
they're
and shit.
affiliated. Minor
Sure.
leagues are affiliated with a team like A-ball.
Some of them are.
Yeah.
The one we have currently in Wichita is not.
Well, currently, I
Right.
think actually no, the one that we
the
have in
Marlins.
Wichita, Marlins.
No, with the Wingnuts.
Oh, the Wingnuts.
They're gone.
No, but they're gone.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're gone.
They gone.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're gonna get
good.
the New Orleans baby cakes.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
what we're getting.
Woo!
Right. We don't have them yet.
Yeah, we're gonna.
We're building a stadium.
We
And
sure
we're-
are.
and
God
we're-
damn,
and
that
we're
fucking
making a
parking situation, though.
poor
That
guy.
debacle, that nightmare. We're going to have to walk as much as a half mile, guys.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
God, did you guys see that? The
Yeah.
fucking dude at the city council meeting crying.
I was hoping, as bad as it sounds, I was hoping his daughter was disabled. So, like, that's a legitimate
Sure.
excuse. You
Sure.
know what I mean? Like, I don't really hope anybody's ever disabled, but, like, I'm like, just for this guy's sake, please let this be.
Because he was crying
yeah,
so bad.
and he's just fucking lazy.
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
Well,
you,
go
you
to a
piece of
major
shit.
league stadium that has a parking lot. Go to Kaufman and buy a regular parking pass. You're going to walk a half mile
Yeah.
to get to your fucking gate. And, you know, Lord knows the probably $500,000 it would cost to build a parking lot is well worth it to keep this guy and his daughter from being mildly inconvenienced.
Yeah.
God.
I don't
mean-
even want him at the game. Make it a mile.
Yeah,
That's my point. That's my point.
the
I don't even
whole-
want this crybaby at the fucking game.
The whole point of it is to, you know, get people to like maybe stop in at local shops and
sure.
shit.
Sure.
Because, you know, I don't know if anybody noticed, but we had the Wranglers here before
yeah.
the Wingnuts
Yeah.
and all
Yeah.
that. And they weren't exactly just selling out the cheap seats.
No.
You were lucky to get a couple thousand people at the stadium. So it's not like you're going to have to be waiting in line for tickets, camping out and shit.
Sure, it's like going to an AAF game.
Sure. No, I think it's going to be better than that. It's going to at least be AAA baseball, which I'm very happy about.
Yeah.
But, and I hope we get the Marlins guy. Have you seen this guy?
Yo, fuck yeah, I love that guy.
I
I saw him in the airport in Chicago.
Yeah.
And my buddy met him at Kaufman.
Oh, I just want to be that guy.
Yes.
Oh, well, fuck, who doesn't? That's like being like, I just want to be Hugh Hefner. Yeah, fuck it, yeah. Everybody,
right?
To be able to spend the money to get, World Series, behind the plate World Series tickets,
yeah.
And to show up wearing the garb of a team who ain't even playing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it's great. He's like a fucking attorney or some shit like that.
He's he never had any kids or a family, so he's got all kinds of expendable income, but he gives a shit ton to charity.
Yeah, and
he's a superstar in Kansas City.
Absolutely. Everybody loves him.
Everybody loves him.
And
apparently he is the
nicest
guy.
fucking guy in the world.
Yeah.
He gave his seat during the World Series away to a veteran.
Yep.
Which,
good dude.
I could be a veteran for that.
Yeah, whatever.
Would that be stolen valor? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe. But I don't know.
Well, let's
get to okay. So where do we think? Let's say Bryce Harper. Where is he going to go? Is he going to go to Philadelphia? Is he going to go to L.A.?
He can go to hell for all I fucking
That
care.
ain't no shit. That ain't no shit. But I got to make a prediction here.
L.A.
L.A.
Probably L.A.
Okay, all of us say L.A.
He seems like a L.A. kind of guy.
It. He is. He does seem like an L.A. kind of guy. And on top of that, if Manny Machado left L.A. and L.A. pays Bryce Harper more money, I think it's funnier.
Well, if I were him, I would definitely go to L.A. because the fans there really don't care.
No, they
show
don't.
up to games, but they're not fans. They do it to be seen. Philly fans are fucking hardcore. They're going to hold your feet to the fire.
Yeah.
Every time you strike out, you're going to hear it.
Yeah.
You strike out in L.A., they're going to be like, what happened? Something happened? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me get back to my cell phone call.
No shit. I think it'll actually be funnier though. If he goes to LA, I think it'll be funnier just because Machado left and he got paid $300 million for 10 years, and I hope Bryce Harper makes like $301 million for 10 years.
He's gonna want like 320.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. But LA can afford him, and I'm not sure if Philly is willing to pay that much.
Could you imagine him and Puig? That's going to be a whole lot of asshole.
No,
in one
Puig's
outfit.
gone.
Oh, is he gone?
Cincinnati.
Yeah, he's in Cincy.
Huh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Bye, Puig.
yeah.
They got
Most
some expendable
overrated
income.
player in all of Major League Baseball.
He's got good tools.
But he's too much of a dick. He gets in his own way.
Bingo! There it is. Nailed it right on the head. Whole bunch of tools, whole bunch of talent. Kind of a
He is a
cocksucker.
tool.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just one big tool.
He's a Swiss Army knife.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like
him. Do you really?
Yeah, I do like him.
Oh God, I fucking hate Puig. Okay. All right. So while we're on baseball, we got spring training going on.
Loving it. Very excited. My Royals are going for that Cactus League championship.
Yeah.
That's like the one title they've never won, and I want it so bad because it's the only one they have a shot at.
Okay, all right.
Cock tease of baseball.
Okay, that's why I don't watch it. That's the whole reason why I can't watch it. I mean, I know there's your marquee players do play like an inning.
Yeah, Bryant hit a home run. Chris Bryant hit a home run his first at bat.
Ooh, it still didn't mean anything.
At a softball stadium.
But I want somebody to explain this to me because this is something that I still to this day
I'd be more than happy to, Scotty.
When a mommy and a daddy really love each other,
or they don't even have to, or just go to a massage parlor. Really,
that ain't no shit. Yeah. But what I want somebody to explain, okay, during the minor league games, are there 3 locations that all the teams go to?
They go to Florida,
Arizona.
That's it.
And they all play in those 2 places, or do they just stay?
Well, there's a
Florida?
bunch of different stadiums. Each team has its own facility.
I know that. But does like the teams that are just in Florida only play the teams that are just
the
in Florida?
Grapefruit League and the Cactus League.
Okay.
Now they do play some in Nevada too. They'll play in Vegas. I have a friend that's went and
the
watched.
Cactus League will play in Vegas.
Yeah,
but
okay,
there's still Cactus League.
Okay, that still makes sense.
Yeah, they'll go to Vegas and
Okay.
play like 2 or 3 games there. Like the Cubs did that. I got a friend that goes like every year and watches them in Vegas.
They don't stray outside the Mojave, Scotty.
Okay, that makes what?
The Mojave's desert.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that kind of covers Arizona, Nevada.
Yeah, pretty much.
But Yeah, those are basically the two states they play.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. I think preseason's kind of like the All-Star game, just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Sort of, except they're actually, like, you'll see teams like marquee pitchers go out and get shelled, but usually that's like, I'm working on a new grip for my slider and I'm trying to work on it.
That's a good point.
That's
New
where they're
pitch.
developing, stuff that you wouldn't necessarily have seen them throw in a real game that counted for anything, because they know they've already got their starting position wrapped up.
Yeah.
But it really is a bigger deal for the lower level guys who are trying to make the big club. Yeah.
Harrison Bader. Bam. That's my boy.
Okay.
Freaking for like 5'8".
Probably.
Stud.
His name's Harrison. He sounds like a little shrimp.
Bader? You telling me that fucker didn't get teased in high school?
Oh, fuck.
All
I'd
the
have called him
time?
Darth. And I'd have accepted it.
Master. Yeah, that's what he was called.
Didn't even catch that till just now. How
That's all I thought of as soon as you said it.
Was masturbating.
I'm sorry, I'm dying. Yeah, apparently when you're on a mountain, you get a cold.
It's the altitude.
The altitude
Really
fucks with
affected
your
my
lung
brain.
capacity.
Oh shit! All right, I'm sorry. Okay, so I want to talk about slowing the game down because during the preseason they're trying this.
Speeding it up, you mean?
I'm sorry. Did I say slow? I even said slowing the game. What the fuck? I meant speeding the game up. So you have all of these different clock rules and
Pitch
shit like
clock
that.
they're trying to put in
Okay,
now.
what is this? Please explain it to me and let me fucking burn it the hell down.
It's a 20-second pitch clock that they're actually doing in spring training right now. They're starting off. You get just a warning, and I think it's a warning, and then after that it'll go to it's an automatic ball.
I was gonna say it's a ball.
Yeah, but they're starting with just warnings. I think at the beginning it's just a sound, and then it's a warning, and then it's a ball. And they're doing this as an experiment, and here the players have to vote on it. The players union will, and I know a lot of the players union doesn't really like it.
No.
That's one of the rules that's the main rule they're experimenting with this time. Which, I mean, what are you doing? You're shaving maybe a few seconds off. I don't think a lot of those, and it's from the second the catcher throws the ball back to the pitcher is when the clock starts.
When you step into, I've faced a couple of 90-mile-an-hour plus pitchers in my life. When you step into the batter's box, you don't want that pitcher to be rushed. You want him to be very cocksure of what the fuck he's doing. Mm-hmm. And because if it slips out of his hand wrong, it can kill you.
Sure.
And, there's a lot of guys in the majors, minors, professional level that can kill you with a pitch.
Yes.
It's a very good point.
And,
it really is. That's not even a joke.
The worst thing you can ever do as a baseball player, if you want to make the game worse, is get them in their head.
Yeah.
That baseball is supposed to more be a reactionary type game anyway.
Right. And I don't like it at all. I don't like any of these new rules.
No.
And
I don't like the mound
alone.
visits. I don't like limiting mound visits.
I don't either. I don't like limiting players to how many they have to pitch to 3 batters. You can't have a guy have a righty come in and throw against a righty.
Yeah.
Sure.
As opposed to a lefty to a righty.
Yeah.
There are right and left-handed specialists who make their living off that. Who are keys to the team's
exactly.
success.
Neil Cott spent years in the league, and he was dog shit, but he could throw with his left hand.
Yes,
I mean,
and the other thing is that those of you guys that are listening to this show that don't understand baseball, I do apologize, but whenever you're a right-handed hitter and you're seeing a righty throw you a curveball, it looks like it's coming directly at your fucking head, and that breaks over the heart of the plate. That's a good curveball. Right? Or if you get a 12-6 guy, it's just a little bit different. The ball moves a different way. If you have a lefty going against the righty, it's a lot easier of a trajectory to hit. A breaking pitch or even an off-speed pitch, you have a better vision of where the ball's coming out of his hand. You have all kinds of these things that are helping you if you're just like in boxing. It's the same thing. If you're righty and a righty is actually better, but it doesn't matter. What I mean is that if you're going against a right-handed pitcher and you're a right-handed batter, it's better. It's harder to pick up. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of
The
disadvantages.
arm motion of a right-handed pitcher crosses out of the field of vision of a right-handed batter, and so they cannot pick it up as well, and it has to cross their position in the batter's box, has to cross their plane.
That's right.
So it, from a left-handed pitcher, comes into
Yes.
the strike zone as opposed to going away from you.
Yeah, and it was always
right-handed
easier to pick up. I
Yes.
mean, you see a
There's no doubt
slider
about it.
or a breaking ball from a lefty, for me, was a lot easier to pick up. And
Now, they have shown
'em.
statistically that it's more a psychological thing. That's
Sure.
it's not really that big of a difference.
it doesn't matter. The whole thing is that the rules shouldn't be fucked with.
No, the game has stood this long.
Yeah.
Leave it alone. They've perfected it.
Minus the DH.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They fucked that up. But outside of that, I don't think there's anything wrong with the game. And I was telling you earlier, I mean, this is all in the sense of speeding the game up, but you and I drove to St. Louis, which is about a 6.5 hour drive to
That was
watch.
one of the best days of my life, by the way, buddy.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. That was
Thanks
great
for
road
inviting
hit.
me,
Great
fuckers.
road hit. I mean, fuck. I felt like Robert Kraft on the way down there.
I wish
but,
I'd have taken a fucking shower before we went.
But no, I mean, it was a 6.5 hour drive.
Smelled like balls.
A 6.5 hour drive. We went to the game, and it was like a 2 hour and 30-minute game. It was a real short game, and it was just like, that's it. Like, it's already over. It
Yeah,
kind
2
of
hours.
sucked.
I didn't even get to walk around the stadium very much. You know, I took a lap, but I
It
wanted
ain't
to.
that big. 2.5 hours, you could have walked around it.
Oh no,
several
I
times.
could have, but I mean, between innings, I kind of wanted to be.
What's going on out there that you got to watch?
Everything.
Oh.
Every fucking thing.
Oh, yeah, the game.
Yeah. Well, the game, but I mean, it really was like a 2 hour game,
Sure.
and we were planning on possibly like worst case scenario if we ran out of all the time that we were going to be able to drive back home, we were contemplating a hotel.
Yeah.
and I would get to snuggle with Derek.
Is that true?
But it got over so quickly that it's like, Jesus, we have time to spare. We went to Ballpark Village and had a couple beers, and then went home, stopped at a Whataburger, and then went home. I mean, it was
White Castle.
I get
We
to
stopped
have
at
White Castle. I
Oh,
apologize.
I get to have Whataburger this weekend. I'm going down to Dallas.
Oh, geez, are you going skiing too in Dallas? Is that what's going
Sure.
on?
Yeah. We're
Behind the
truck. Lot of cross country skiing. I've been hitting the Nordic track, really getting ready for it. No, I'm not going skiing. If the only skiing I'm interested in,
street skiing.
the only one I'd ever be interested in is the ski jump, because it just looks so easy. You just lean forward. I can do that. I can lean forward.
You would fucking die.
Fuck no. I'm
You would
graceful like
die.
a goddamn bird.
Oh,
I'm like
Lord.
a falcon.
He's a gazelle.
A lot like one, like a fat, two-legged gazelle.
You're not fat. You're marbleized.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's what it is.
Yes, I really got good flavor.
Okay. All right. That's enough. Okay. So last week I got some positive feedback of doing what we like to call tops, which is our tops ever. Basically, instead of a top 10 or something like that, we give our tops of a particular situation. So this week, let's do the top. I don't know, the coolest thing that you've seen in you had to be there live at a sporting event. Baseball, basketball, football, NFL. The coolest thing that you've ever witnessed while being at a sporting event. Whether it's funny or whether it's bad.
Since we're calling this the top segment, can we be chewing really shitty bubble gum?
Yeah.
Only if
While
it's like
doing this?
23 years old.
Yes,
Yeah, it
really
has to
hard
be 23.
cardboard.
You're
flavored.
damn right. The tops. I like that. That's good. But we're not going to, it's not trademark.
Got to spell it with two P's.
No, we can't because it's trademark.
3 P's.
They don't know how we're saying
Three
it.
Ps.
Now we're talking. Now we got
All right,
3 P's.
yes.
3
Yeah.
P's. P.
Yeah.
And we all just piss all over the place.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Go.
Fair enough.
All right. Who wants to start?
Not me.
Not you?
Yeah.
Not Derek? Okay.
Coolest. I don't know if this is cool or funniest.
Ooh, I got one.
I was at Arrowhead Stadium, regular season game between Chiefs and Cowboys.
Okay.
And it was about half and half. Chiefs fans and Cowboys fans.
Oh, okay.
And we were up in the nosebleed section. And of course, the Cowboys are one of those teams for most people. If you don't love them, you absolutely hate them.
That's true.
That's almost universally true, except for you two guys, which I've never I never thought I'd run into that.
I don't despise
A fight broke out between a Cowboys fan and a Chiefs fan.
No shit. I'm not surprised.
I mean, but it was like a Greco-Roman wrestling match. They latched onto each other and wouldn't let go, and security came up, and they had to tase both of them.
Yes.
To which I'm thinking, if they got a hold of each other and you tase one, you're just making them lock up tighter, aren't you? That seems very counterproductive, but a lot of fun to watch.
I'm sure it was. Who won?
The Cowboys in overtime.
No, I meant who won in the fight, the Cowboy fan or the Chiefs fan?
We all won on that. Just kidding. America won. That's what happened on that.
That's great.
They might still be trying to drag those two apart. It was cold as balls out that day. I started a dumpster fire because I thought my charcoals were out.
Oh, nice. All right, Derek, you got one?
Mine isn't as really funny, but I was at a Brewers and a Cubs game in Chicago, and it was back when Chicago still had the dugout or not the dugout, but the bullpen on the field.
Yeah, okay.
And I had decent seats. We were behind third, maybe 35, 40 rows up, and I ran across a scalper, and I asked if he did upgrades on seats, because I always like to sit as close as possible.
Yeah, you do.
And so he gave me he ended up giving me front row seats behind the Brewers bullpen for our tickets, and $50 a ticket. And I'm like, all right, done.
Okay.
So we're sitting down there, and I'm literally close enough to where I didn't even have to lean forward. Francisco Cordero was closing for the Brewers at the time, not K-Rod, but the other one.
Okay.
I could have flicked him on the ear. That's how close I was. You could hear the ball whizzing as they're warming up. You can hear it roll on the grass. It was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
There's a guy that's probably 5-6 rows behind me. Derek Turnbow pitched for the Brewers at this time. And the guy was hollering at him. He's like, I was with your fucking sister last night.
Oh, fuck.
And he's like, Tebow, give me my kid a fucking ball. Give my nephew a ball. It's his fucking birthday. Give him a ball. Just scream it, being an asshole. And so finally, security comes down, and they're going to throw the guy out. And so the guy and the kid, I turn around, and I see security come. They're escorting him out. And the guy it was Brian Schuss, I think it was the pitcher for the Brewers, another one that was sitting there. Turns around, he's like, hang on a minute. And he said, hey, kid. And he motions the kid to come down. And the entire Milwaukee bullpen had passed a ball down and signed it and gave it to the kid. And they said, hey, man, happy birthday. And then they were kicked out. I mean, the kid got back up and went back up with his uncle, and they got thrown the fuck out. And I was sitting there listening to the relievers talk because I could hear their conversation.
Right.
And the guy was like, somebody's like, man, that was really cool. And he's like, yeah, it's not his fault. That guy's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
That was probably the coolest thing I've witnessed at a sporting event, I would say.
And that is actually kind of some serious shit. A lot of people don't realize this. Major leagues have very strict rules about when people get kicked out of the stadium.
Yeah.
Usually you're banned from major league stadiums for like 3 years. I don't know how they enforce that with that many people in there, but like if you get caught after you've been banned, I believe you go to jail.
Jesus.
For trespassing. Yeah.
Holy fuck.
And if you ever like run out on the field, your ass is gone for good. They don't ever let you back into a major league stadium.
Jesus.
Or if you throw shit, that's what they never show like at Cubs games. Whenever they throw opposing players home run, those guys get kicked out.
The guys that throw the ball back,
they're
supposed to. They're allowed to do it.
Are they?
Yeah, that's the only team. That's the only one that's allowed to do it. They don't
thought that they got kicked out.
No, I did a tour of Wrigley, and that's the only one that's the only stadium that because it's been such a tradition. That was a fucking cool tour.
I'm sure it was.
The baskets in Wrigley Field. You know how sometimes if it's a real short home run to land on the basket, the baskets aren't there to catch the balls. They used to have a guy that would start in right field and a guy that would start in left field, and then they would meet in center field, and they would run across the top of the wall. And there would be a girl standing in center with 2 beers, and the first one to get there got both beers.
Oh, Jesus.
And they would fucking fall onto the field. So the baskets are there to catch the fucking bleacher bums that used to do this way years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore.
No.
That sucks.
Can I just say that I would, when they do throw it back, I would like to see them be kicked out. Worst fans in baseball.
Oh, my God. I'm a freaking Cardinal fan, and I don't even think that.
No, they are.
No. Okay. All right. So I got mine, and I'm gonna try to make this short and sweet. Yeah, I've been to a lot of professional baseball games, and my first Cardinal game was actually with Derek, which was probably one of the coolest experiences of my life.
They should have lost,
but they didn't, and the Cardinals won. And fuck you. Anyways, so I'm a diehard Wichita State fan, and back when I was in college, I went to a Wichita State game when Wichita State was actually really good in college baseball. And I was sitting in the right field fence, and I was sitting with a whole bunch of friends that happened to be a part of a fraternity. That particular fraternity has the phone number for the opposing dugout team's phone. So they were calling said phone, and nobody would answer. Nobody would answer. Well, they eventually called it in like the 6th or 7th inning. And we were fucking with the right fielder so bad. Like, he was ignoring us and he was obviously young. We could tell he was a younger player. Mm-hmm. And we called the phone, and finally the catcher answered the phone. And he was talking to us. He goes, "Who is this?" It's like, "We're out in right field. Your right fielder's not, he's not paying attention to us. He needs to participate a little bit in this." And we were giving the guy shit the entire game. Mm-hmm. And the catcher goes like, "He's new. He's a freshman. Give him a break." And it's like, well, come on, just have him kind of like, participate in this whole ordeal. We're all having a lot of fun. He goes, "All right, I'll talk to him." And he hangs up the phone. So the guy comes out of the dugout because they were batting, and then they got over and they were coming out to go in the field. And the right fielder tosses us a ball, and on the ball it actually is written and says, "I'm sorry, I'll be cool from here on out." And so the Shockers, go 3 up, 3 down. We end up losing the game, but that's beside the point. And we yell the guy's last name, which to this day I still can't remember. We throw the ball back at him with another note, and we just start having this conversation for like the last 5 innings of throwing this ball back and forth. Whenever he came out, we threw in the ball. He took the ball in, and that was the ball that they were actually warming up with because he was in right field and Shockers sit on the first baseline. And so they were warming up with our ball. They'd go back in, they'd write a note, and they'd bring it back. And still to this very day, one of the guys still has that ball. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that the bus for that team, which was Evansville, Indiana, actually went to the bar that a lot of the guys were at, and we all took a picture with that player. And it was actually pretty fucking cool. The fact that he came and took a picture, the fact that we had a conversation, the fact that we got beat, but the whole fact that is something that is so baseball to me, of why I love the game, the kind of personalities and the kind of the camaraderie between baseball fans. We hate each other when you're on the other team or the rivalry team like you and I, Derek, but we still appreciate the game to a certain point to where whenever it's fun, it's a lot of fucking fun. So that's my favorite part about baseball.
Interesting fact, that player was Jackie Robinson.
No, it wasn't fucking Jackie Robinson.
Speaking of
Jesus Christ.
That we were talking about last week, and I know we're going long here.
That's okay. I don't give a shit anymore.
We were talking about our top sports movies of all time.
42.
There is a movie that I have been pushing for years and years. Mm-hmm. I'm so stoked. They've signed a contract. Unfortunately, it's with Happy Madison, fucking what's his name?
That's Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler's brand. But the story of a boundary-shattering player who has been somebody who I love, but they're finally going to make the Eddie Klepp story.
Who the fuck is this? I'm so scared right now.
Eddie Klepp is actually the original guy in 1946 who broke baseball's color barrier. He was the first white guy to play in the Negro Leagues.
No way. This is a joke.
No. He played for the Cleveland team.
Well, good, I guess.
He pitched like 6 innings for him.
Did he get shelled?
I don't know how that went.
Okay,
I know he was treated like shit.
Oh, I'm sure.
He was considered a race traitor. No, the black people treated him great. Oh. It was the white people. He was considered a race traitor.
That's why white people are terrible.
Sure they are. All of them.
We're white.
Huh?
It doesn't
Shit,
matter.
I thought this was Trail Sports.
Anyways, all right.
Guys are great.
Well, we are running a little bit long. I do apologize.
He pitched
Not really.
7 innings in an 8-6 win.
Oh, so he got,
So
he got the W.
W. Good for him.
Didn't get the complete game, but anyway, another thing that I wanted to add tomorrow, something that I really love to do, Scotty. I'm thinking about going and hitting the skate park. You know how I love to get out the old Nash, and I like to get big air. I like to grind, but I need something, Scotty, that is something that's gonna give me the energy after a hard day's work to get out there and keep up with the young kids. You know of anything?
Yeah, I got something for you.
What's that?
It's this product. It's called StrikeForceEnergy.com. It's an additive that you put into a bottle of water.
Yeah.
And shake it up.
Something like this?
Yeah, something like that. And it's I can't even
do that
fucking
motion
tell.
again?
Yeah, you shake it up.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just saw you freaking doing a grind.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! I'm doing ollies. I'm
Kick flips.
I'm doing kick flips. Oh, I have.
That's terrible.
I have probably done more kick flips today than you'll do all year.
Okay.
At least as many.
I believe you.
Yeah, he's smoking crack pipes on half pipes.
Totally
Fuck
zero.
yes.
It's a great product. It's called StrikeForceEnergy.com. They've got 4 flavors. It's grape, yellow. I take that back. They've got 5 flavors. They've got grape, lemon, orange, original, and they also have coffee. They come in a small box that has 10 packets that you can add to a bottle of water or any beverage, actually, really, including alcohol, which apparently Jeremy did before he made that first part of that story.
Oh, you think I'm making it up?
Oh, for fuck's sake, I hope so. It can be delivered to anywhere in the world.
Sometimes I'll get the razor scooter out. I'll tear it up. No helmet.
It has 0 sugar, 0 calories, and just about the exact same amount. Exact same amount. What the fuck am I saying? It's very similar to a cup of coffee. So check them out at StrikeForceEnergy.com. Use the promo code NOMORECANS. That will get you, I believe, 20% off of your entire order that you make. And they can deliver to anywhere in the world, including Antarctica. We did confirm polar bears do
What about
help.
New Zealand? Auckland specifically.
Okay, they can, they won't. That's the thing. They will not deliver.
They can figure it out.
And can we get that promo code changed from no more cans to kickflip?
I'll ask.
I would love to see that happen.
I think it should be changed to T-ball.
Oh, the D-ball. D-ball.
He'll put softball and fuck it up. I still haven't gotten a written apology from that guy.
No, you really haven't. So he apologizes. Not really.
Not well enough.
I guess not. So thank you guys very much for listening to the show. We really do appreciate it. Do check us out on Facebook at The Unfiltered Sportscast. Also, do check us out on YouTube, hopefully. I know.
Maybe.
Maybe. It just depends. Which is an underwear for old people. But I'm going to work my ass off. Get that first video. What?
They're diapers.
Whatever. Yeah. Same difference. Anyway, I'll work my ass off and make sure we get something up there. And if not, there will be an apology video that's very short by me. But other than that, guys, please do check us out again at the Facebook page, which is the Unfiltered Sportscast. And if you, we use you guys to spread to spread the word. Let us know, or let everybody else know.
Be our herpes.
Yeah, yes. Exactly. And if you don't like us,
tell your enemies.
Right. And until next time, guys, we really do appreciate it. But Derek, take us out.
Take that filter off and make it dirty.
We'll see you next time. Take care.